Hey YouTube, what is going on? The Printer Guy here, and today I wanted to talk to you about which tank printer should you buy. There are some different brands that are out there that are offering the tank printers. And so in this video, I wanted to talk to you about which one should you buy? Now, if this video ends up being helpful, please make sure to like the video. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. Now, I'm going to be talking about 3 specific brands. And so if you wanted to purchase any one of these brands, I'm not going to link to specific models, but I'm going to link down below to the 3 different brands that I end up mentioning so that you can go and search through the different models. And I'll talk to you about some of those models. And you can make that choice because there are always low, mid, and high tier printers in this category of tank printing. And so I'm going to make those links available to you so that at any point during this video you can go down there, click on those links, and get those printers coming on the way. Alright, so before we get started with the video, there are going to be video chapters down below this video so that you can skip around to the parts that you feel you may want to watch first or you want to get to quickly. But without further ado, why don't we get started? Alright, so when it comes to tank printers, you really have 3 options. There are some other brands, there are some other companies that are creating tank printers, but they're not quite there yet for me to really mention them. Now, also, I have created 2 separate videos in the past. One of them was in 2021, the other was in 2023, and I go into a more in-depth analysis, and really my opinion has not changed much from those videos. But I really wanted to come on and do a updated 2025 version, and in this version, I wanted to give you just a general oversight of the tank printers that are available and which one you should buy. Now, you have Canon, HP, and Epson. Those are the 3 main brands, the 3 main companies that are selling these tank printers and really have gotten to the point where they are selling a lineup of tank printers. They're not just dabbling in it, they actually have a lineup, and you can actually go through and buy a base model, a mid-tier model, and a higher level model for each one of these brands, each one of these companies. Now, as I said, if you wanted a more in-depth analysis on these 3 companies, on these 3 types of tank printers, then I'm going to be leaving a link down in the description below for previous videos that I've made on this topic. But which one is best for you? There is, like I said, the Canon, there is the Canon Megatank lineup, there is the HP Smart Tank lineup, and then you have the Epson EcoTank lineup. The Epson EcoTank lineup is by far the most popular lineup out of the 3. I would say the second most popular is Canon, and then HP comes in at 3rd with popularity. So in previous videos and still to this day, I believe that Epson is number 1. I believe that the Epson EcoTank lineup has the most diverse amount of printers to choose from, the best functionality, and they have just done it the best way possible. When I have looked at the different specs, like I said, I'm referencing another video. I believe it was my 2023 video. In that video, I really broke down the different specifications. In the 2021 video, I really talked about the experience that I have with these printers, and I have worked with a lot of them. But really, all 3 of these brands, I have videos on my channel. So if you wanted to check out specific review videos, you can actually go on my channel page, use the search bar, and you can search up a specific printer model. I may just have a video on the specific model that you're looking for, but really if you type in a general like Epson EcoTank, you're gonna find a ton of videos, Canon Megatank, a ton of videos, and HP Smart Tanks. There's not enough printers there for me to do a lot of videos, but there are some on my channel. So my second option would still be, to this day, Canon. The Canon Megatank model is a very good lineup. And lastly would be the HP Smart Tank. I think that they have the shortest end of the stick. They have not quite gotten there like Epson and Canon have. And so they always get kind of the 3rd place in this lineup. Now, they are improving. Since I have made those videos, they have come out with some newer models. They have improved, and I have yet to review those printers, but I will this year. So make sure to subscribe to this channel so that you can get those reviews if that's what you're looking for. But I wanted to add a caveat to this video. I want to give you a piece of advice. If you don't have any experience with a tank printer, but you have experience with a regular cartridge-based printer, whatever brand or company you were using before that matches up with one of these 3. So in other words, if you were using an HP printer and you were happy with that HP printer and you knew how to use it well, my recommendation is that you transfer right over to a tank version of that printer. I would not recommend for you to go up to Epson because you are going to have a learning curve that is unnecessary. At the end of the day, when we talk about regular use, all three of these printers are going to perform fairly well. When you really want to get into the specifics, that's when you can start to nitpick, and that's how you end up getting this ranking. But in my experience, these printers are adequate for the average user. They are on the same playing field. The ranking comes from the desire for you, the viewer, wanting to know number 1, number 2, number 3. But if you ask me, if you're just using your printer for regular everyday use, any one of these printers can fit what you need. Because again, you have all of these brands. Each one of these brands have low, mid, and high tier. And so because of that, you can really go in any one of these directions. But again, my advice is if you were using an Epson before, switch over to the Epson EcoTank. If you're using a Canon before, switch over to the Canon Megatank, because that is going to help you kind of ease into the usage of a tank-based printer. Now, if you become unsatisfied with that tank-based printer, if you're using Canon and you become unsatisfied with it, I recommend that you switch out of that printer. Hopefully it's within the 30-day return period, and go up to an Epson EcoTank. Or if you're using an Epson EcoTank and you're unhappy with it, maybe switch down to a Canon Megatank. And if you use those two and you're not satisfied, maybe switch over to the HP SmartTank, but that's probably a move that you would not necessarily make. And so that is my advice, is that at the end of the day, it is not that complicated. These printers are going to work well if you're doing regular usage, and they are going to perform regular printing tasks. Now, if you're doing specialized sublimation printing or high volume printing, that's where you're going to want to do more research, and I would highly recommend a high tiered Epson EcoTank printer. Or for sublimation, the Epson EcoTank 4850 is really good for sublimation printing, and of course you want to do the sublimation ink before you put in the regular ink. So I hope that helps you out. Alright, so lastly, what I wanted to talk about with these printers is the price. Like I said, every one of these printers are going to have a low, mid, and high tier. And that also goes for the price. You're always going to have an entry-level tank-based printer. There's always going to be that, just under $200 range, which is the lowest functionality, but has all the basic functionality. Then you have that mid price, which I would range from $200 to about $500. And that is a range where there are a lot of different printers. There's a lot to choose from. And then you have the higher tier, which is $500 and up, can go up to really $1,000 and $1,200, over $1,200 in some cases. And those are the higher functionality printers that have a lot of different capacity, a lot of different usage as well. Some of them are really specialized with photo printing, some of them are larger format printing. So you really want to make sure to do your research, and this channel really can be a resource for you to find that information, because I have covered a lot of these topics here on this channel. All right, so in conclusion, the ranking for me has stayed the same. Epson is number 1, Canon is number 2, and HP is number 3. And of course, my advice is, if you have used one of these companies, one of these brands before, HP, Canon, Epson, then I would just do a straight line crossover to that Epson tank-based printer, whether it's either one of those three, because it's just going to be a lot easier for you to assimilate into the new type of printer. You've already used a similar type of printer in the past. Now you're just moving over to a bottle-based printer of that version that you're already used to. And so I hope that this advice ended up helping you. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please make sure to like. Any questions at all, comment below. And if you want more content like this, please make sure to subscribe. Remember, all of the product links that are down below, it's mainly going to be those 3 different links that will help you shop for Epson, Canon, and HP. And then also some of the previous videos I've made on this topic are going to be right below that. You can also visit my website, bestprinterstech.com, where you can shop a variety of different printers, printer products. My company, Best Printers, sells a printer ink and a printer cleaner. If you had trouble with printing with your current printer, you may be able to fix it with my Best Printers cleaning kit. That will be on the website and will be linked somewhere also in the description below. All right, so that's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.